What motors would you suggest for the QAVS JB frame build on a 4S? iFlight Zing E or Emax Eco 2 are both 2306 or 2207. I would take 2207, but 2306 is just about as good. Shoot for about 2400 kV. It's just as middle of the line as you could get. Looking to get into Tiny Whoops. I already own DJI goggles too. Should I go HD0 or Avatar for tiny whooping? That question mostly pertains to whether you care more about latency or whether you care more about range and penetration. I think that the Avatar VTX is going to give you better resolution, more range, and more penetration than HD0, but HD0 is going to give you a smoother, low latency signal, and it's just a question of which you care most about. A way to approach this problem, if you have all the money in the world, would be to buy the HD0 goggles and the Walksnail VRX. Boom. And now you have the best of both worlds and you can pick. So Big J541 wants to know, is Emuflight dead? I don't think so. I actually got a message recently. I'm not going to put it on screen, but I'm going to just check here. I got a message recently. No, maybe it was on Discord. I thought I got a message recently from Kevin Plaisir, the Emuflight dev, saying that they had added some targets and done some, added, I don't know, it was H7 targets or something. So I don't think it's fully dead, but it is not as alive as it once was. Let's put it that way. Unruly has switched yaw and roll on the radio and can't figure out how to switch them back. That would be probably in the mixes screen. So I would look at your input and your mixes screen. And look at the where those inputs. Make sure that the roll input is assigned to the roll channel and vice versa. And then make sure that in the mixer screen, which channel they're on is correct. Oh, shut up. For real?
I had to bring it up because it showed up. So
we talked about this before the stream, and I was like, Blunty was like, should we mention this issue? And I was like, come on, Blunty. Even the devs say only like 3 people got affected by this. Okay. You got me. Blunty, do you have the link handy? Will you put it in the live stream chat?
I will grab it and put it there, yep.
Thank you. There is a bug in WTFOS that is extremely rare, but when it affects you, it causes the goggles to reboot mid-flight. It has just been announced, and there is a fix for it. And
essentially, the fix is go update. So if you're using WTFOS on those V2 goggles, you need to go update. Also, if you're not using WTFOS on the V2 goggles and you're before version like 10200, that's also a restart bug that was DJI's restart bug.
Okay.
So make sure you've updated your goggles all the way. And if you're on a WTFOS, that restarting bug could be WTFOS, so you need to go update that again. It was just released 2 days ago.
Yeah, so you need to go to the WTFOS website and update to the latest firmware. That's the takeaway. That is a known bug and it will be fixed. Or it is fixed in the latest firmware. Robin Hellstrom asks, why are no reviewers looking at Rotor Riot drones? Is it some sort of blockage of their products? Robin, I review Rotor Riot drones. I have reviewed them in the past. I don't think that Rotor Riot sends review product to reviewers. I think that Rotor Riot relies on their own team pilots to make content about their products. And, obviously I'm not like on their marketing team. I don't know what their internal decision-making process is, but it doesn't seem like, I also don't see anybody except Rotor Riot pilots making content about Rotor Riot drones. And so we can infer that they have decided that it is not worth spending the money to send product to reviewers to get the reviewer to promote and give feedback on the drone, on the quad. But I don't think that reviewers are like blocking Rotor Riot, if that's what you meant. I'm pretty sure that there is no shortage of people who would be happy to receive a $500 drone in exchange for an honest and fair review. Cody Lambert is getting yaw input when they go up on the stick. Well, the first thing you got to do is find out if your yaw stick is actually moving when you raise the stick. Cody says, I'm sure I'm not giving it yaw input. Okay, that's fine, but you could have a messed up gimbal. That's really common. So what you need to do is, in your controller, bring up the screen that shows the stick positions, and then slowly raise the yaw stick and look at the dot on the graphic. And if the dot goes, then you know your gimbal's messed up. One IFPV wants to know how often I do an unsolicited review. Almost all of my reviews are unsolicited. Almost all of my reviews, I see a product, I think it's interesting, I ask to get it or buy it. That's not all, maybe 15%, maybe at most 20% are a manufacturer saying, hey, do you want this product? Do you want us to send it to you? Most of them are unsolicited. Hale wants to know, can you recommend an FPV kit under $1,000? Maybe. Let's see if it comes in under $1,000. Everything you need under $1,000. Does Rotor Riot still have the special on their starter kits? Fat Shark HD 3-inch starter kit. And I would get the without ducts, unless you really want to fly it indoors. $9.99, baby. Give me that sweet, sweet affiliate money. Hang on, at RR. There we go. Get that affiliate code in there. Make a bit.ly link here. And ba-bing. So that is an example of everything you need to get started for under $1,000. If you want to fly indoors or have a little bit more protection at the cost of acro performance, go for the 3-inch ducted. My personal pick would be the 3.5-inch without ducts. What is a good light 3.5-inch frame? The AOS 3. It's good. It's not too heavy. Gets a little bit of flack for being not as durable as people would want, but I'm a fan of it. It's Sai wants to move from FreeSky to Express LRS for long range. Any suggestions? Yeah, do it. I would suggest checking out my video. This information for the Express LRS Definitive Getting Started Guide. It's a little bit much, but it will get your head in the game. You don't need to watch every single chapter. You can just focus on some of the key chapters. But that's a good place to get started. And then also, I would say, check out my website, fpvknowitall.com, fpvknowitall.com. And if you go to the controllers and receivers section, there's suggestions for what Express LRS hardware you might want to pick up. So that's where I would say you should get started.